Dude, I'm so excited.
As we are already getting into picks and bans already. Rengar taking off the board for Comfy Kelfy on the blue side, Sasha on the fan club. So now Comfy up 1 and on the per se easier side. How do you think this may go before we even get into draft?
I hope to God Sasha bans Volibear for their sake.
Okay. I actually would have to agree with that, honestly. Looking like they are
Same
not
ban
taking,
so far.
yeah, taking the same bans, Lulu and Morgana being taken off the board. Comfy Gaming mixing it up a little bit more. Rengar, Lee Sin, and Azir for the first one. And there it is. Sasha hearing and listening out over to the Twitch. Be sure to check it out. Share it with your friends. Get these people in here so we can get that giveaway up more, guys. Come on. Let's get that crazy. Let's get like $75. That'd be dope. Getting on over. First pick going over to Comfy. Oh, okay. Looking on over to Sasha. Matching ADC for ADC. Going for the hyper carry Jinx. I like it.
One of my favorite things about BTL and generally amateur leagues in general is like there's always this like what is it? Like this own meta within like certain leagues, you know what I mean? And like the advantage that Comfy has too is that they're able to play interesting things. And remember how you said that Jana earlier?
There it is. So definitely really cool getting to see the Enchanter. As a Leona player too, I really despise going into a Caitlyn Jana pick as well. It is
No
very
fun
hard
allowed.
to really, yeah, it's very hard to get that Zenith Blade stun lockdown that you are known in pride for. And it is very annoying to watch just Jana kind of pokey with Zephyr and then like just speed away. So
Comfy adapting,
hopefully
taking the Aatrox away from the Anai as well.
that is actually really spicy there too. He's saying, "Look what you could do. I could do better." Especially taking Volibear off the board too. Sasha not being able to match with Volibear to the Aatrox, which I definitely like this.
Oh
Rek'Sai
man,
being
I do
locked in
not like the
super
Rek'Sai
quick,
here.
and I love Rek'Sai to death, but I don't think that was the pick right there.
You see a
You want to
Caitlyn, you see a
Is that a
Jana,
takeaway? Is that a
and
takeaway?
but it's a bad takeaway.
Yeah,
Like
Return of
like
Julian has like 2.4 million mastery points, something like that on Rek'Sai.
yeah,
Maybe
but
that's
he hasn't even played it. He's gonna be vying for the Jarvan. He's gonna be vying for the Vi. And I guess they're gonna plan on banning, I guess, Vi and Jarvan this rotation and see if they can pinch his champion pool. But I still feel like he's got a few more picks up his sleeve to be able to help this. But man, I really like. I can see specifically, right? Like I can obviously eat my words if Rek'Sai gets like 6 kills in the first 10 minutes. But like the thing is that when it comes to the team fights like later on into the game, it's going to be so hard for him to function against a Caitlyn, against a Janna, against an Aatrox. So he's going to need that kind of buffer to be able to constantly one-shot them. Because if he doesn't have it, that's already so much peel to deal with. Even the Aatrox can be considered peel with just his damage and constant knockups. We're going to see the Yone ban coming through. The thing is, though, is actually, we're going to see the Cassiopeia ban. So I think we're just going to see the J4 immediately. It's like, why? It's I do agree though that like Cassiopeia would have made this game almost unplayable for Sasha's.
definitely for sure. Just trying to have a front line with just that noxious gaze right there, locking everyone facing forward down. Even adding the slow and the Miasma there, stopping dashes and mobilities on that poison. That has spelled trouble with a big back road that you cannot jump onto.
I love
As
the
you
Wukong here though,
yep,
because it can be
checking on
flexed
over.
into mid or top.
We got the Wukong being locked in over for Sasha's. Very nice. I do like the double, triple knockup combo that is provided there from Rek'Sai and Wukong coming over into those early skirmishes.
The
Followed with
thing
the
is a
Sonar
good
Coil.
such a like a it does give such value to Janna ult, but it puts so much of the onus onto her to really perform the peeling maneuver. But man, if she hits a fat ult when both Rek'Sai and Wukong are going in, it could really ruin it. And here comes the Jarvan coming in through. But I just noticed Sasha's fan club did not ban the Victor.
Ooh. And with that, not really knowing where mid is, Victor's not a
I think Victor's a
terrible
fan.
pick there.
I think it's
It
actually
is
really
not
good with
that is not a bad pick to go in blind
the
either.
zone
And that
control of Victor W.
that
Ooh.
would go really well with what Comfy Gaming is really going for. And
And
there
here it
it is.
is.
What a call there. Really good stuff there. Sasha with the counter pick here for mid lane. But honestly, you got to be careful. Just because you get the counter pick doesn't necessarily mean that is perfect. And right now, this team is looking a little short range. Jinx does have the machine gun flip over to the Rockets.
No.
As we see the Zoe highlighting, that will help a little bit. Long range Sleepy Bubble Trouble. Very nice. The Q launch out over there just to try and poke and keep Victor at bay. I definitely like
I think
Zoe
that
filling out the rest
I
of
agree.
the
Locked it
I think the
in.
Zoe alongside the Rek'Sai as well is like very very important for Sasha's draft
That's
because
so spice. I love it. That's so
it,
Yeah.
spice.
it's so important though because like the thing is
Mhm.
it's already going to be so hard for Sasha's to function against Comfy Gaming. But if you get that fat sleep from Zoe and then the Rek'Sai can land her Q the same time as Zoe lands her Q, you can see an immediate execute go into the back line. Not only that, but the way Comfy plays, it just makes the trouble bubble so powerful. And I think that Anai, being the master player that he is, can have such lane domination that it's extremely scary to have him have a pick
Bro.
such as that.
I'm
Yeah,
honestly so
definitely.
excited to see Zoe. I so rarely see Zoe. I love to see. I'm so excited to see Zoe played by a good player too. Whenever I used to play competitively, like Zoe used to sometimes be like a pick where, because I used to play like mid, and I used to like really love mid jungle synergy. Zoe low key is like one of the best mid laners at fighting with the jungle in early because her E is
Yes.
so useful in the jungle. Her E is crazy in the jungle. The E through walls, insane. So that'd be really fun to see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because she can even be like really far away from her jungler and then
Hmm.
still be able to like just because just the bubble and the bonus damage on top of that, along with the CC as well, it just adds so much. And then she can even do if she's level 6, she can do the R flash Q paddle star, and it's such a good pick here. I'm happy to see an eye on it. But the thing is though, is the comp of Comfy. Or I mean, Sasha's fan club, is it enough to deal with the late game of Comfy? Because I could see them getting ahead early, but if Sasha's throw at all, Comfy will start getting back into the game, and the zone control of Jana Victor keeping the carry safe while the Aatrox is just popping off. Man, Comfy's draft is pretty amazing, and how they've been playing so far today, oh, it's absolutely crazy to watch.
Yeah, definitely for sure. I'm really excited to see what Boz does with this Aatrox. Just seeing how crazy Ignite went off and how crazy Boss went off with Volibear this time. Now with an actual true bruiser, not
Yeah,
really playing off of just a pure skill that he has with Volibear, and just having more availability with his skills in his inventory to be used. It's gonna be really exciting being able to really solo lockdown and really 1v5, 1v9 the world with World Ender.
oh yeah, it's also extremely interesting to me too because like I do think though that as great as the boss is, I do think that the Wukong is a little bit better at handling the Aatrox, especially because the Stone Skin passive is so massive. But the boss has been absolutely a monster today. Definitely the MVP so far of both series. If he keeps it up this game, he's definitely earned that title
Yeah.
for this series, for the Gauntlet so far.
I also want to keep eyes open on Enai versus Hybrid. I was really excited, and Enai played a mean Aatrox last game. Almost, I think he went 7-1 if I was not mistaken.
Hmm.
And really just putting in the work. So being able to play a character such as Aatrox so well, to then the next game, not even 20 minutes later, flip into a control mage and a control mage unique such as Zoe, that is very interesting and just shows the variety of his skill right there. And that is amazing to see. And I want to keep watch on that as well as we hopefully get to see some real spicy Sleepy Bubble Troubles going over through the terrain and setting up some flanks in the jungle as we start to load into the rift. My guy, the one and only in Defiance. Where are you taking this, my man? Game two.
God, it's really hard to say. I do think the Wukong and the Zoe almost kind of saved the draft out of Sasha's because right now I really like Comfy's draft. And man, I want to say Sasha because I would love to see a game 3, but I do think that Comfy's draft here is really good. If they're able to stall out the early game and maybe even take over the early game, I think that they might just have it and take over this series and take over day 1 of the Gauntlet.
And I'm definitely gonna have to agree with you on that, ladies and gentlemen. As we load into the rift, be sure to spend those channel points. See if you match up with the commentators right up here, and we will be right back. And we are back for game 2. BTL. The points are being dropped, and the bets are looking pretty comfy over there, if I do say so myself.
Man, I'm just so excited to watch this series. Like, honestly, at this point, it can go either way. I
Oh,
love the Sasha going in
oh,
very. Oh, but
yeah.
spotted out by the Jarvan E.
The swag flag showing true vision there. Sasha being spotted over there in the river, throwing up the emotes, pout that down. It is not happening here today.
God, man, Comfy is just continuing to impress. I just can't. I can't even like sing their praises any higher. And now,
Counter
after.
invade!
Oh, you love to see
Insane!
it. Especially
Insane!
Rek'Sai's coming topside as well. So there's a good chance they're going to watch him walk straight up to it.
Might even
Let's
get
see if they
Wukong right
stay.
here. Oh, I hope they stay. Checking. Oh, being safe. They're gonna catch. They're gonna catch Wukong on here. This might be a 2v2 right here. Caught up right there. Knockup going on through. Swag flag being dropped. Damages is being traded. Zoe is on the prowl.
I don't mind them disengaging from this though either.
We may just get a reset there though. Very nice work there. That was actually really sneaky and scary for the two. As we go in, Zenith Blade being dropped, Exhaust being traded on there, Janna on the flash on the run, Rockets being used right there, and now is awesome level 1 skill selection there over from Tanner, using the ability, usually normally going Q, but seeing that they were close enough, able to get the Zenith Blade and actually win the trade and start this bot lane well for them.
Yeah, I love seeing this, especially because like the fact that a team's down and then also a team is ahead. Generally, like the team that's ahead, you'll generally like to see them. You'll generally sometimes see them play safer. Like for example, like leaving the invade, but they still started the invade in the first place. It's nice to see them try to keep up the tempo. But Sasha's also is not going to go silently into this good night and is also trying to do their own spicy early games themselves.
Checking on top side again, the boss really just starting to put it up, about to have the whole wave owned to himself right now, and really just showing off right now. It's early right now, but he's still winning the trades pretty well. And Ive showing off his skills there too. Paddlestar landing half, I think, right there as well too. Chaos Storm being dropped there. He's got to be careful. Paddlestar and Bubble is trapped. I think both are on cooldowns there mid side. As we check over bot side right now, Sum's proc there. Oathbringer does not have flash or exhaust there. Oh, nice flash. Zenith coming on in. Flash Naka going up on Jin, and that's first blood over on Jenna over to red side. Beautiful work using the Sums and skill there to pick up that tiny baby enchanter.
Hell, we can even see a dive happen here too. The funny thing is though, is I think if Caitlyn didn't flash immediately, they could have almost kept Janna alive just because the knockup would have hit her. But let's see if this dive is correct. We're going to see the boss actually go in here to help.
Coming in and saving him, letting young Yuka get that wave there. I don't know if this was really the full call there.
Wow, he almost actually killed Wukong in the top lane, and after he pushed his lane in, knew he was going to recall anyway. TP to save his bot laner. The boss is refusing to lose today.
Yeah, seriously,
He's actually going insane. He's actually going insane. That's crazy. The recognition, like, oh, I'm gonna win this lane and I'm gonna save my bot lane at the same time. That was crazy.
That is insane work there. Young Yuka really trying to just reset the wave there, nearly dying, just doing and trying to just do his job there. Man, it's gotta be rough right now, being Yuka.
Yeah, and especially because, like, honestly, Aatrox doesn't even mind this, because, like, sure, he might have lost, like, a few CS here, or a little bit of tempo in the top lane, but it's almost, like, not really, because now, like, Yuka doesn't really want to back, you know, he's going to have to, though, and the boss could keep the freeze if he wants to. So far, he still gets the lane state that he prefers, and the CS lead still.
Yuka having the retreat there. The slow freeze push going there. TP actually being used there. Young Yuka unable to even do TP play for an objective. Having to go back over to the lane. And here comes the swag flag going on in. Naka going on through. That's the clone. They know
this four-man dive coming through bot lane, though.
Oh, check it down, though. The four-man is coming in and nigh in the wings there. Bio hanging out. Looking for it too, but go for an early drag here. Knowing Julian was just topside recently, I think they're gonna go for the young early earth drag.
Yeah, I think it's definitely good going for the dragon because like the fact that their team is basically on somewhat of a timer this game is so important to have the drag timer. The boss is definitely bring it to Yuka though, like so far, and it's absolutely crazy watching what he's doing today.
Yeah, top laners, be sure to take notes. This is how to top. Handling that wave management, checking over onto the map, and making sure your bot lane is A-okay so you can continue becoming a menace, so you can be and hit that 15, become that demon as we check over as a Nye. Electric prop, sleepy double combo. Checking back topside though. My man is chained up. He nowhere to go. Double knockup going on through. World Ending coming on in. Dash is coming in. Conquer's being proc, and the monkey knows that it is nowhere to go. Boss on the point.
Also very unfortunate, but it seems that Hybrid Theory had misclicked in the mid lane and TP to the turret right beside him, which is really going to slow down his tempo here and give a Nye such an amazing CS and gold lead.
Oh, that's unfortunate. I saw a teleport somewhere on the map. I was very confused. I didn't realize that's what happened. That's unfortunate.
Beautiful.
Especially
nice.
because, oh, and then we see that he waits for him to use his flag and drag so that way he can catch out. But the flash comes out kind of early because he's still getting CC'd here.
Great going on through there. Nice pick on there from Tanner. Tanner putting on the work with the girl of the sun here. Bot lane is going to be pushed onto here.
Bio been playing so smart. He was sitting there just waiting in the bush, being like, the second he uses flag and drag, I'm going in. Calls Tanner over to walk over the pink ward, and Julian didn't even know what hit him.
Yeah, that was really nice work and tracking on the enemy jungler there. Checking over on to the CS now. About 10. Make that about 11 CS topside right now. 10 CS over about in the jungle. Almost 20 CS over on the mid side. Get it over to a 9. And then 10 CS leading over onto Pixel. He's having a lot better game now than last game with Kaisa. As we check out, the buzz going on in 3Q3 going on in the work and the damage there. My man only has an Iron Spike whip. He doesn't have anything yet. That's not a Black Cleaver being proc yet, chipping away from the armor yet.
That's what happens when you're just built different.
Sleepy bubble going on through. The paddle star damage going on, cutting right over his little wave. Nice.
You could see a dive here coming over from Leona and Rek'Sai. It looked like they were kind of getting in position to dive the mid lane. Instead, they're just going to counter jungle the red buff away from Julian. But the thing is, too, is that getting a Jarvan behind when he's full tank, it doesn't really matter too much. He's going to be doing the same thing. I do think, though, that keeping the pressure onto the mid lane is so important. You want to get a knife fed. You want to make sure that Hybrid Theory can't scale to the late game monster that Victor can be. I wonder if the bot lane of Comfy is going to be playing safe. It is kind of, but we do see Jarvan kind of looking for a gank here. But the gank might not be for the best, especially with the rest of them here.
Checking back over top side. Young Yuka looking to get this right now. I think he may be able to pick up the buzz right there. The buzz flipping it over. Conqueror's being proc. Minions being pushed right over as we check over onto mid side. 0 for 2 trade there. And this is swinging it over onto the blue side. What work there.
Yeah, it's absolutely so good for them too. Getting a Nye even a little bit behind and getting this turret plate is so good. Such a fantastic roam from Comfy Gaming and just like relieving the pressure from Hybrid Theory, getting him both a kill, an assist, and a blue buff while also burning a Nye's flash. It's just absolutely tragic how many resources they put there for nothing to come through.
Checking over onto the gold. The gold is just about tied as of right now. But if you look into the pockets of everybody, 3K over 4. The boss, Julian almost at 3K. The carries themselves, Victor and Caitlyn, pushing on over past the 3K. Looking on over for red side. These guys are just trying to start their 3K advantage there. So you're going to start checking out in the items and really start seeing the differences in the next couple of skirmishes. And start seeing where the swing of things are really going to start going.
Yeah, I hope that Comfy realizes, though, that they don't necessarily have the full power to get the Herald. And as I say that, they're still kind of threatening it, but they're also making sure to play very safe and be able to have an angle out. They're going to spot all of Sasha's coming in here. It's so important for them to be able to get this Herald here too. I do believe that this also puts them in really good position to also drop the Herald when Dragon is spawning, and allow them to get the second Drake and some turret plates to get some much needed gold. But the thing is for Comfy Gaming that they just want to scale into the late game, so having an even game state is really good for them.
Checking down on red side. Sasha is wrapping around Dragon Pit. They have not been caught on a ward yet, but Spidey senses are tingling right now. Solar Flare is getting dropped right now. TP coming on down. There goes that tornado, stopping the lockdown. The boss is here. So is Bio. Janna's in trouble. World Ender going on in as of right now. The R
This is
going
bad
on
for the
in
Rek'Sai though.
Tucker's being procced right there. Knockup going on through. Boss picking up Bio. They're going to have to go in. Demacia going in. Catching the flash over on Leona. And that's a double kill over onto the boss.
Comfy, what the hell are you feeding your players? The fact that now they have 1,000 gold lead, they got kills on very important members, burning the summoners on all these carries as well. Jinx being a little scared there, but now also they stopped the dragon stacking of Sasha. This is extremely good for Comfy Gaming. And the
coming
smite,
in, and it was not enough, baby. That
the
is
smite
the
to cure.
nerf going in right there.
Thank God. As a jungler, thank God. It's so annoying that, like, especially back before, because you now have like a 900 damage smite so much earlier. Like the fact though that like previously it would do like 1.7, like it could outsmite a Cho'Gath. Like how ridiculous is that?
Chaos Storm being procced right there. Tanner on the rotation there. Solar Flare not available. Looking over onto the wards now. Red side definitely has a lot of vision there, but not have a lot in control, if I do say so, with the 1,000 lead starting to expand almost to 2,000 right now.
God, and the fact that they're a late game team comp as well, and then they evened up the dragons. They have a little bit of a gold lead. The Boz now also is 3-0 already on his pick, and we've seen what he can do. The Rek'Sai doesn't have flash. The early game momentum is not quite there for Sasha's anymore. They're just going to try to do a repeat gank bot lane, but also
Hit right here. Checking on up, knockup being on through, stun being dropped on through. Zenith play going on through, and Nye picking up Julian. TP coming on down over for Hybrid Theory. There goes the gravity field. Solar Flares being dropped, and no one's following up on that under the tower. And I think that may be it over for them going on through. Laser being procced right there. There goes
the Herald for the dive.
Dive is definitely coming on in. There goes the paddle there. Oathbringer being dropped right there. Beautiful work right there. Gravity field being dropped. Unstoppable going on in. Sleepy Bubble Trouble going in. Double kill going on in for Bio. Beautiful work of the dive and strike of the Rek'Sai. The Void Woman Terror.
Yeah, so as I said before, the fact that Comfy was in such a good position, it's actually crazy the mental fortitude that Sasha had to make such a good play and swing the gold lead from almost 1,000 in Comfy's favor to 2,000 in their favor. The Rek'Sai now being 6-2-2, an absolute terror in this game.
Checking on through, the dives coming on in, chains being dropped right there, counters being propped. I don't know if it's going to be enough, but oh my God! Oh my God! He lives!
Oh my God!
The monster lives with 31 HP!
Man, today is just the Boss's day. He sees something happen in the bot lane and refuses to let his team go. The Jinx ult is coming through, but it's only where he was previously, and it's not gonna hit.
Not even close, baby. The Boss playing the games of his life right now. That is about 11 kills underneath his belt, only within these 2 games.
Man, it's just so crazy what Comfy is able to do here. And the fact that Sasha's bringing it back shows a lot of good mental fortitude, especially because I think a lot of people consider them heavy favorites coming into this game.
2 minutes left right now. EQ going on through. Demacia being on drop. Flash has to be procced there. Gravity field and the gravity storms being there. Solar Flare being dropped. Called that a burger. That was the craziest flip. Bio is on a killing spree right now.
Yeah, no, Bio is playing this game absolutely insane, and Nye also having a great game. I think that Julian just realizes, though, that engaging is fine, but he has to make sure he's on the same page with his team and his team is there. We're seeing them do a 4-man topside. Let's see if the boss sniffs it out, or let's see if he falls peril to this. He definitely sees them coming into the pink ward. He's staying, though. I don't know if this is going to be a little bit of overcockiness, but he's going to manage to back off and stay under there. They are still hovering, but it looks like they're going to have to go match it. Otherwise, they would lose the mid lane turret. He's playing super safe, making sure to get vision of them in the jungle. Spot him out here. Man, I half expected him to find that as well. If the chains had landed, he could have almost got a kill and a fat bounty from
Going down
Vaya.
outside there. Gale Force approaching forward. Condoms really putting in the work over on Pixel Force, actually almost winning the duel there against Jinx himself. And winning and leading in CS as well. I think they will get the tower as well for bot side.
The only thing that's kind of interesting about this, though, is that this could lead into a tempo mismatch for Comfy, depending on when Caitlyn backs. She could try to get the local turret gold. Instead, she's going to hope all those minions go there. I think it's very good for her to back here, because as you see, Sasha's already running to the Baron pit. I thought that if she was going to stay for the turret, try to go for the extra minion wave, sure, she loses the local turret gold, which is kind of unfortunate, but sometimes tempo is much more important than that.
Definitely for sure, as we see blue side rotating on over. They may be able to pick up this tower as well. Sleepy Bubble is in trouble. Petal Star is being dropped right there. There goes the John Owl going on in, keeping him alive as the World Ender boss is unstoppable. But Leona gets the trade in on Hybrid Theory, making it a 1-1. Dragon is being up, and Inferno Soul is the soul they are fighting for in this match.
Honestly, if I was Comfy here, I would be a little bit skeptical about taking this dragon fight. I do think that Hybrid Theory is extremely important. They need to keep blocking these. They cannot go next to this Zoe!
Nice snapping off. Killing spree going in. Naka going on in. Demacia going on in. Cataclysm showing up. Caitlyn over onto the back, putting on the damage, but it's not enough. Hit 9 on the shutdown with the boss. That is trouble right there. TP coming on in for Yucca as well, as this lead moves on to 3,000 and a free Infernal Soul.
Bubble, Comfy's in trouble. They gotta stop over-aggressing here. I know it's worked out on many of their other plays, but for example, when you're losing such a massive zone control and damage potential of Victor, you just sometimes need to slow down the game and not give your bounties over like the boss did there. I think that the biggest thing was also not having enough vision to deal with the Zoe. I think getting the kills that they did and trading was fine. They needed to sit there and then reset. I think allowing them to have that Drake would have been fine. Instead, Sasha's going to try to increase their gold lead even more, now sitting at a nice 3,000 gold lead, and man, this Rek'Sai and Zoe are really popping off. But the thing is, though, is that as convincing as this gold lead may seem, as convincing as Sasha's gameplay is, if Comfy keeps slowing this game down, and the fact that they had an early game lead is phenomenal for them, but man, once the items start coming in, the Jarvan gets tankier. There's actual enchanter items coming in through, whenever Hybrid Theory actually gets his evolves, like these are the pivotal moments that'll mean Comfy can actually come back into this game as well.
Yeah, I definitely will agree with that. Checking on over here, there's a rotation over on both sides. I think they're just gonna let Shelly go and take the tower. It is definitely at enough for the execute. Boom, there we go. We get a quick rotation on over, checking on the wards.
Oh, the boss might have been overstaying just a little bit, especially with how fed they are.
World Ender has to go. Dashing on through. Umbral Dash is gone. The chain is there. Ooh, he's taking a little more than he can chew. Double knockup going on through. That is a lot of damage. Gore Trigger going through. And Yucca picking one up. He overstayed his welcome there and is paying the price for his life and the tower.
Yeah, he made such a good escape with his ult too. He really can't be doing that with the gold value and the pressure that he has. I still believe in the boss's potential to carry this game, but he cannot be getting caught out in the sideways. He has to respect his opponents, even though he's been able to completely disrespect them so far in these series.
Yeah, really, for sure. Gonna have to give it over to Young Yucca too. Only 1-2-1 as of right now. 0-6 last game. So really being able to stay alive and not give such a far distance lead for boss to really just kind of run out of control and be able to be handled by the rest of the team.
Yeah, I'm really definitely liking what I'm seeing out of Sasha. They're adapting really well. I definitely think the boss is going to be a lot more careful from here on out. He will still be his normal BM self, going in believing he can take on the world. But I think this time he will respect the damage coming out of an 8-2 for Rek'Sai, as well as the 3-1-6 Zoe. Just way too much damage, even for the World Ender to tank through. I think if
Full
they were
stack
any less
too.
fed, he could have actually turned around the fight as well.
Yeah, full stacks too over on Zoe too. Alternator and Luden is there, so that damage is real if those Paddle Star and Bubble combo hit. They have to be careful here on the Siege on the mid side. Double Paddle Battle barely missing on to there. I don't know if Red Side really wants to start this siege.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things they just want to kind of get turret gold. They just want to get as much gold in their pocket. They are definitely playing a lot more cautious, trying to respect the Zoe more than they were previously.
90 seconds left for the fourth Dragon Soul or Dragon Point here. Won't give Dragon Point to any respective team, but will put will tie it or put Red Side over into the driver's seat for Soul. So I feel that's going to be very pivotal in the upcoming moments here. As
Yeah,
we
it's
get
super crucial.
3-man siege, Bubble going on down. Gravity field there as well. You can just see the AoE control from the mages, the snipe damage there, taking half her health there.
With the Negatron cloak.
My gosh.
Yeah, these are one of those games where it's like, of course, Ito's like, man, I love seeing Zoe, and then you remember why she's been nerfed so much when you watch a player like an player. Because this is like Zoe after all the nerfs. So imagine if she was had any of those like revoked at all, she would be absolutely insane in the
They would
solo
have
queue
died.
terror.
They would have died on those picks there. Those would have been picks, not damage. Checking on over. Sleepy Bubble Trouble is landing. EQ going back. Oh, man, he just got out of there before he fell asleep. Beautiful work there.
Yeah, this a nice pick on Zoe is so pivotal.
Blind. Be careful. Umbro Dash is available. Darkened Blade is used. Bubble is down. This may be the point they're looking for, or they might give up, rotate on over, and grab the mid tower.
I'm definitely okay with that because I do think that trying to make sure to hit item breakpoints can be a little bit more important, but it doesn't seem like they want to really give away the turrets either. Instead, it seems though that Comfy's just going to be pushed off the mid turret, and it should be, ooh, I would like to see Comfy actually rotate to Baron here and try to force something.
You might get your wish over. Mid being waved over as
Recalls.
Rek'Sai is taking it for free. Victor taking the top side wave right now.
Yeah, I do think that Sasha definitely reacted to it well, pushed them off of that. Now instead though, they're going to be forced on Soul Point, and we're going to see a fight absolutely happen at this fifth dragon here. The thing though is you've got a Rek'Sai, you've got a Jinx, and you've got a Zoe who are going to have an Infernal Soul possibly, and that might just be too much of a hump even for a late game team comp such as Comfy. That one Dragon Solace definitely keeping them still into the game, but man, Sasha definitely came back into this game with a vengeance.
Yeah, and you can just see the vision control there. Sasha taking all side of the jungle, all the way creeping all the way back down to bot. So you are pathed and tracked if you are over there. There's even some wards creeping over onto enemy blue side as well. So you can really see that they're extending the lead, almost a 4K lead as of right now. Only a tower behind, as I think this may be the siege for said tower coming up.
Yeah, it's just going to be really hard to get through the Caitlyn queue as well as the autos from her. If Victor goes there as well, it's going to be almost near impossible. The thing is, though, is that Rek'Sai might be hunting for the Victor. He sees how far pushed he is. And honestly, Victor better start running because the Rek'Sai is wasting no time. He might probably through the minions, but no. Instead, the Q speed up from the Victor was too good. He's just trying to really hit that Archangel Staff into the Merc Tread power, or actually, I guess the Vernon power spike. But he's definitely going to need the and we almost actually saw CAU go down, but instead he cleanses it and he's able to get away, thankfully not having to burn his flash. Sure, having to burn a summoner sucks, but at least it's the lower CD one.
Yeah, for sure. As we just get a couple just light skirmishes. Nobody wants to dedicate anything really for full. This is really gonna swing the way for either either team right now. As we are getting on into it, the siege is coming down. This is going to be a free mid tower as right now. Gravity field being dropped right now. Scratch that. Umbral Blade going on through as well to clear out the wave. Rek'Sai on the flank looking for it. I don't think she's going to get it as of right now. Frost Gauntlet and Everfrost is available. Gore Drinker is available as of right now. Stuns are available on all sides of the map. So this is the one to keep your eyes on.
God, it's just so hard to deal with a Zoe who is so fed, has the Magi honestly, and the 10 stacks starting up on it. She's got the Ludens, she's got the Alternator for just that extra little bit of, FU damage, as well as the Sork shoes. She is so absolutely massive right now in the zone control, and the pressure she has on this Comfy team is so immense.
I just don't see the flank. Flank pick is just floating around as they push onto this mid tower, and they're going to get it practically full free.
Yep, the 4K gold lead now being completely realized. And man, Sasha definitely made sure they're not going to get 2-0'd by Comfy. I love to see it. But I do think that Comfy still has a lot of ability to definitely kind of rally into this game. The one thing though that is really making it kind of questionable is the dragon stacking coming out of Sasha, and the fact that it's an Infernal Soul with the team that already has so much damage.
Yeah, just so much damage on the team, and you're just gonna add more damage, let alone with the Infernal Soul passive that does the extra exploding damage there as well. That is going to spell doom if that is grabbed over for Sasha. And it looks like they're definitely going to be able to. Vision control is looking great down there. The Rek'Sai's nests are all around and able for her to loop around and get in those waves that she should not be able to.
Yeah, I knew I was going to end up eating my words with the Rek'Sai pick. It always happens because I should have expected that Bio is definitely going to prove me wrong. What an amazing jungler in this league.
Really good work there. Prowler's Crawl. Black Cleaver there, so he could just really put on the damages. Bramble Vest being added on there, just so he could survive the skirmishes a little bit better once he lands onto the Wreck or onto the Caitlyn or the Aatrox. So I really like the itemization building there. Really good work onto there. And as you can see, the vision here, Blueside's going to have to walk in blind, and this is going to be very hard for them right now. Rek'Sai on the side right now. Solar Flare is available. Knockup going on in. Darkened Blade going on in. Chain is there. Cataclysm is being launched right there. Redside's being ripped apart. World Ender is going on in. The back row is getting melted, and the boss cannot finish it up. Heal being popped on there. Back row is on the run away from the Rek'Sai. They do get the shutdown. Gale Force going in forward for the Jinx. Super Mega Death Rocket making it for the triple.
Pixel Wolf coming in such a dire moment to get that triple kill. And not only that, but Bio, sure, he may have gave his life and a fat bounty, but he's completely zoned the two carries from Comfy Gaming. That fight could have been so good, but instead both of the carries had to run away from the Rek'Sai, scared that he's going to get it, and now the Infernal Soul going on through to Sasha's. Sasha definitely has to pilot this Infernal Soul well, use it to get the Baron, and then try to close out the game from there. They don't want the game to keep going on longer. They do not want it to be 5 minutes from now when Infernal could be a possible flip and a possible steal, even though right now they are sitting pretty in a wonderful position to try to win this game.
These are the final nails in the coffin here over for Reeds. And this is, or for Comfy, scratch that, it is not looking very comfortable for them as of right now, as Sasha is on the rotate over for Baron, and honestly, they are definitely in the driver's seat to control when they get this objective. Caitlyn on the run, throws out the net flash, and it is not enough. Bio ripping on through, and this is now a free dragon with all that damage is there. Baron is going to get melted through right there. 8K already and counting, and pretty much the boss is just on the split there, so they're gonna have to just pass this on over through.
Yeah, I definitely think that was going to end up probably happening anyway. So at the moment, we're going to see them try to get as much gold as they can. basically in their pockets because they know they're going to have to try to withstand the siege of this Zoe, who's just an absolute monster. 18 stacks, building towards the horizon focus, almost within her grasp. I think that she has 1,300 gold, so she has to be extremely close to it. The
Oh
boss
my
overstays.
god!
Welcome.
Super bubble trouble there. Way too much damage. On the side there, looking up, picking up. Victor gravity field going on through, Cataclysm going on through there, trying to get the plate, but it's just not enough. Solar flare going on in, and that is most likely the game. We are going to game 3, baby.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. I think that honestly, they should probably be able to just run it down mid. I'm surprised to see Caitlyn still there. I think, I mean, there's some kind of school of thought that if she's split pushing, maybe they'll go out and kill her. I think she backs after this minion wave. Either that or she's just going to keep split pushing because she knows the game is over. I would like to have seen her back here because I'm pretty sure Sasha's going to see her in the top lane and then try to end the game.
Yeah, I don't think she would have been able to do much on her own as is. So
But see, there's people of Mamba. I mean, people of Comfy Gaming already respawning in here. I know it was a bit late. I think they knew the game was kind of just over, and we're already talking about the next game, and we are going to game 3.
Game 3, baby. Crazy work. Damages there. 19,000 to finish it on through. 17,000 followed up with the wreck side there. Only 14,000 for the boss there. Could not bring up that nice Aatrox to life. So we are going to game